Qué bueno
How are
verlos a
you? How are you?
todos.
It's really good to see all of you. How have you been this week? First, I want you to write in the chat. How did you finish Sunday? Sunday is the day that we finish that we close our week in this business. So put in the chat, how did you finish? You don't have to put the amount of money or anything at all. Please don't put any of that. But how did you finish this week? And one of the things that we have to, let me start the recording before Lola starts reminding me about it. We have to know that, hey, Sunday is the day to review. We have to push. I mean, many times, hey, the weekend's here. Let me buck up a little bit. I don't want to do a lot. No, in this business, as you can see, we're always here. We're always active. We're always, but that depends a lot on what you're looking for. It depends on what you want to do. And I want to ask you something today. I don't know if you're going to like this call or not, but working for so long with students and entrepreneurs and business people, I want someone to right here, who do you struggle with the most during the day? Put it in the chat, please. Yep, yep, there it is. With yourself. And many times we focus so much in what, the business, the product, what's physically, the business, physically in the business, and we forget about ourselves. And we leave our personal work on the side. We never work on ourselves. We try to focus 100% on the business, but you know that if you're not okay, or you start to change your mindset, the way you think, your thoughts, your business is going to reflect what you have here. And I've talked to people and people tell me, but stop talking about all of those things. Talk to me about money. If your mind is not correct, the money is never going to arrive. Why do you think that 98% of people who win the lottery lose everything and in the end they're in the same place where they started? Why do you think that? I mean, today it's going to be very interactive. I want you to be interactive. It's because the only thing that changed was your bank account. But the mindset was exactly the same. You've heard stories of someone who had God blessed him with this huge business, and then he lost something, he lost this. Why? Because he had the same mindset than when he was stuck or poor or whatever word you want to use. If your income doesn't change with your mind, then you're gonna go back to where you were. Guys, this is 100%. I want to ask you something. How many of you, as I said, put it in the chat here, how many of you have heard the word, I'm not interested in the business, it's too expensive, or they haven't said anything? Anyone, or I'm the only one? How does that make you feel? Bad, Rosa, bad? Now, my question to you is, why does it make you feel bad? Why? Fatal. Why? You've never asked yourself that? The thing is, look, this person that is saying no, it's not the enemy. You know who the enemy is? Saying that I'm not gonna be doing this wrong. Getting to this place in which they say no, and then you drop it. It's like, no, I'm not going to anymore. Many times, many people give up and they stop accomplishing what they want to accomplish when it's just very close. One step away from the blessing, they give up. They give up because you're saying that it makes you feel bad or fatal. And I don't have it in my notes. I mean, I'm not even going to say, I don't know why I'm going to say it. I don't have it in my notes, but possibly it makes you feel fatal or bad because there's something deeper in you that you haven't been able to solve inside you. I don't know if someone in your life told you no or something. There's something there very deep because saying no or telling you no, it's nothing bad. Amelia just put it there. The root of rejection, maybe. Who rejected you? And I don't want to go into a certain talk because really easy I can go there and I don't know where I'm gonna get to this with this, but in this business, in all of the business, this is part of it. It's part of the business. It doesn't matter who you are. People are gonna say no to you. Someone this week has told you no. Who has been told a no this week? Me 3 times. All right. The enemy wants you to give up. The enemy wants you to give up in your marriage. The enemy wants you to give up in your business. The enemy wants you to give up in your dreams. The enemy wants you to give up. I don't know about you, but I'm really competitive. And it's me against the enemy. But the best in me, it's that I have God on my side. Obviously, not this is not religion. Anyone can practice whatever they want. I'm telling you what I have, what I do. And and what we have to know is, and I predicate this at the church. Sometimes they tell me I come very strong because, as I mentioned to people when I predicate, it's good that you're here and you're listening to this message. This message is going to be over in a few minutes. And then what happens later? Because inside of the church, inside of a motivational talk, inside of Tony Robbins, everyone is like, wow, wow, the best thing I've ever heard. Great. And then what? You don't need motivation. You don't need motivation. You need to change your mind so you don't give up. That's what you have to do. And there is a battle that I can't fight for you. And you know who's that fight for? With your old self. The person that used to give up, the person that would drop everything, the person that every time she received a no, wanted to give up. That person constantly is going to keep coming out. I can give you the best motivational talk, and I can't fight against that person because you've been hearing that person for 20, 30 years that tells you you are not good enough for having a business. This is not for you. This is for Carlos and Rachel who are famous and they have followers. They are the only ones that can do this. You don't deserve this. And what happens? Since we're not changing our mindset and transforming our mind to do what we do, as we all have, we go back to what we're used to the comfort of what we know, and what you know possibly is to give up. The successful people are not, don't act in how they feel or about how they feel. They act based on their values. You have to know your mindset has to be an internal arrangement or deal with yourself, with your truth, not about someone else's opinion, not what my mom says, not what my friend says, not what my neighbor says, not what everyone says. No, 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 no. How is that even going to happen? No, 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 no. Those feelings, you want to see what a feeling is? Who has gotten in a lot of trouble because of feelings? Or am I the only one? You can't trust on feelings. That's why when I tell you that it has to be an internal agreement with yourself and say, this is the truth. The truth is a no. It's not going to do anything on me. A no, it's not going to kill me. It's not going to change my life. Okay, no, perfect. Then I go on. I remember a person that I wrote to, and for this business, I registered him. I don't want to say I forced him, but when I registered him, he didn't do anything. And I don't want to mention a lot of details because I don't want anyone to know who it is, who he is, or who she is. But I'm going to see him this weekend, and I called him the other day, and this person is working every day. How can I say this to not offend anyone? This person is working every day as an employee when literally they could be winning hundreds of thousands of dollars here if he could change his mindset. And every time I see him, he's going backwards. And you know what my audio was? I sent him an audio saying, for how long are you gonna eat so much trash and put an effort to create something for you and not create anything? Like, and he says, Carlos, I want to see you. Everything on their mindset for having their mind completely different to what's employed there. Every single one of you, every single one of us take a decision or make a decision in becoming owners of the business, in creating a company, that each one of you, because you started in this, if you don't believe in this product and in this, you're wasting your time. I'm very honest. I'm very, very honest. If you don't believe in this, look for, you deserve to go and look for the things that you believe in, what something that is passionate for you. Because this is not easy. The thing is not easy. It's not easy. But what I want you to understand of all of this is that every no that a person tells you, you're closer to a yes. You're closer to a yes. How many people here are in real estate here? Put it in the chat. Who is in Rialto? Who's buying properties? Who's here in real estate? Who works in that? Martha, okay. Someone else? Uh, yeah, apparently you and me, Martha, are the only ones. Okay, real estate, if you're an investor and you want to look for the right property, what do you have to do? You have to set the right offer, not the numbers that the other person wants, but the numbers that I need for me that work. And for me to do that, what do I have to hear a lot? No, no. And some other very terrible things. They've called me a thief, liar Christian, everything. They've called me everything. It's a business. You won 500,000, but the numbers give me 300,000. The numbers don't give me that, so I can offer you whatever I have in the numbers. No, imagine that in the no, it's like, oh, I can't do anything anymore. I can't deal with real estate anymore. And they just told me no once. Last property that I got, no, it's a lie. The one before that, but the very last one, which was the building, for 9 months, I received a no. 9 months he was telling me no. Did I give up? No. Now we're owners of the building. We own the building. And you know how much did it cost? $0. I'm not saying this because, oh, look, no, no, no. It's because a no doesn't mean that the world is over. The property before that one, I got 33 no's for an answer. 34. The 34 person was the yes. And the 34th person was like with the same property that that one, yeah, told me very bad words. Every no brings you closer to a yes. And that person who is going to say yes has been praying for a solution, has been praying for you to call him. That person is looking for this opportunity. That person is looking the patch that is going to do everything easier that that person needs for their health. And you are that person. You are the person that this other person is praying for. So I feel like I have a very big commitment with all of these people. And if I don't share this with everyone, it's like I don't share Jesus or God with everyone. People can call me a fanatic, of course. Of course, I'm a believer. I'm a believer of the God He gave me, of the life He gave me, of the marriage He gave me, of everything He saved me from, of all of the things that He sent my way. Yes, I am a true believer. And that's why I share it with you because the best thing that has my life given me, I'm going to share it for you. If this is something very good that I have in my life, I'm not going to share it. You said no, don't worry. Tomorrow, you could change that. And I keep going. We in this world, in this industry, but in any selling industry, a no doesn't mean I don't want it. The no can be not right now. I don't understand the product. I don't understand the business. Or no, I'm afraid. You know what's our job is to discover these things. Why are you afraid, Laura? Possibly that person had a horrible experience in this industry and saying no because I don't even want to hear about it. Let's talk about it. But when you hear no, many of us like, no, no, this person says no, I don't want to do anything. I go and then we just go ahead and cry. All right, bye. I can't waste my time thinking about a no. Guys, how many times have said the word no in here? Did anyone die? Did anyone end up in the hospital because I've said no many times in this call? No. So, what's the problem with the word no? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So, you know what I want to do with you? Write this down, please. Let's change the strategy a little bit. Are you ready? I want you to, well, I this week I want you to set up a challenge. You're not gonna like it. You're gonna be very uncomfortable, but I guarantee you that the result is gonna be bigger than when you thought. I want you to look for 10 no's. Look for the no's. Embrace the no's. If I'm looking for the no and I know that Laura is gonna say no, what's gonna affect me? How is it going to affect me if I know she's gonna say no? I want them to tell me no, to say no to me. You know how your mind changes, your attitude changes? The rejection doesn't mean that you failed. You know what it means? That you're working in the business, that you're doing what you need to do. This is a symptom. I've been stuck. Okay, so being stuck in your business is a symptom. Is anyone here stuck in their business? Anyone that they can see how to grow or how to continue with it? Yeah, Ren, okay. Love it. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Being stuck is a symptom. That's it. You want the medicine? You want the medicine to stop being stuck, to move on? Change your mindset. That's it. Change the way you think. For example, when people say no one is coming in, no one is getting registered. My wife has told me that. Babe, people are not coming in. Who told you that people are not coming in? The team is not doubling. This is the crazy one. I'm tired of being motivated. I'm not motivated anymore. You know why you're not motivated anymore? Because you've been lying to yourself. Yes, I said it. I'm sorry, but I said it. I had to. You've been lying to yourself. You know how you're lying to yourself? Of what you wanted to solve with this. Put it in the chat. When you started doing this business, what is it that you're looking for through this business? What is it that you want to accomplish? Put it in the chat. And don't tell me money. To feel better in health, okay? Who else? Okay, being stable economically, grow economically, share health with others, health, finance, economical freedom, okay, time availability. If you're not motivated anymore, what you're putting there is a lie. Because if you're not motivated anymore to get to be free financially, I love when people say, no, it's just I want to do this to be able to spend more time with my children. 2 weeks later, they give up. And then I'm like, good lie. That was a good lie. So you spend time with, to spend time with your children was not such a high priority as you said you wanted to do it. Because if it was something so painful that you want to do, a no, it's not going to stop you to spend more time with your children. A no, it's not going to stop you from being financially stable. That's why when we say the pain, that has to be a pain that nothing can stop you from going your way to accomplish the goals that you want to accomplish. Are you understanding me? Are you following me? I said not many people is gonna like this call. And if you don't like it, then it's a lot for you. Possibly you need to reevaluate yourself. We have to be motivated. I cannot motivate you. I can't. I can't. That's why when Jay talks and when we are talking about where you want to go to, that has to be so deep. And making money cannot be because money comes and goes every day. Today you can have millions and then mean zeros. It's not money. But to ensure your retirement, that's a good motivation. Has someone been go to the supermarket and seen old people working? I cry, I tear up. I tear up, people, when I see an old lady that could be my grandmother cleaning tables. Because no one taught this lady how to prepare to not be in this place. So these are things that each one of us have as a motivation. That has to be whatever pushes you every single day so that I know cannot take me away from the way or from the path that I want for my life. If a no takes me away, then it wasn't such a big motivation. It sounds so good when you say it here in Zoom or to people or friends. It sounds super good, but it really wasn't enough. How are we going to change our way of thinking, at least a little? Number one, this is a business. It's not a short race. It's not a sprint. This is a marathon that is never going to stop. And unfortunately, we in the world that we live in, we're used to, I have the word in my mouth, to fast satisfaction. I want something, I have to buy something. Today I bought something for this. So that it's like a oh, I'll get it in 5 hours. I want information about something in my phone or about something, I can get it in my phone in 5 minutes. And unfortunately, the immediate gratification, exactly. And that's why we want to have a business that is successful in 3 months, 1 week. It's like, oh, I made a call and I got 5 people in. I don't want to do this anymore. Yeah. How many years have been in the job that you have to get to where you are? But you want to go in this business and you want to have it immediately fast. That doesn't exist. Not in this business. No business. No business. So set up your mind or change your mindset to understand that this is very long process. I was talking to Sarah the other day. I was saying if you can focus for 2 years, work on it for 2 years. Guys, my wife worked on TV for 26 years. 26 years. And in 7 months, we've made more than what she made in those 26 years. And it took me 9 months. The opportunity is right there for absolutely everyone. So if I can determine and set up a goal for 2 years, being completely focused, growing, calling, meeting after meeting, trying and giving the opportunity that this job that this deserves and treat it as a business, 100% I guarantee you that you're going to make 10 times more than when you thought. But you have to try, you have to treat this as a business. If you treat this as a hobby, who told me the other day? Oh, I was talking to a great friend over there in Tijuana, and for me, he's got one of the best restaurants in the whole world, the whole Me in Mexico, whole Mexico area. But he was the brother-in-law of the chef. He left and he said, "No, I'm gonna sell it because it's a hobby." I said, "No, bro. I mean, you know what a hobby is? Play golf with me. This is a hobby. This is a business that is not giving you any money. You can't treat this business as a hobby. You have to treat it as the thing it is." Number two, you feel like you go to a plateau. You know what it means? That you are about to break that plateau. You're about to break, you are about to break those barriers. You're about to break and you're about to get to the next level. Number three, to keep harvesting, to keep preparing everything. It doesn't matter how the ground is, it doesn't matter how many difficulties you have. Keep doing, keep working on it. And that means keep sharing, keep calling, keep having meetings because you never know who you're talking to. You never know who is the person that is going to take this business and run with it. And that can be the person that says, go to your job and dedicate yourself 100% to it. I knew this couple, they're new over there in La Broca. I don't know if they're connected, but they're not in this business. I tried to bring them here, but they said no. I was like, oh my God, they said no. We talked, we're in the same church, and he and his wife are in this industry. They've been in this industry for 7 years, 100% with the business, 100%. And the way they arrived to this business, never in their life did multi-level. They've never been in sales. And because of life, they didn't have anything. So then what are we going to do now? And someone gave them an opportunity like this, and They ran with it. And today, they travel the world. They're super good. They're super okay. They live in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, the front of the sea, and they live off of this. Why don't you? They're not better than you, of nothing. But they were focused. They were ready. Another thing that we can do is to create a plan for when you're stuck. So I feel stuck. I feel like I need something to stop being stuck. Guys, we all go through that. Number one, connect with someone, but with someone that lifts you up and not destroy you. If you're gonna call your uncle that hasn't done anything and you're gonna tell him, or your friend who keeps trying to look for good ideas and he keeps still running around in them and he hasn't done anything, that's not the person that you want possibly motivation from. Look for the person that is going to raise you up. Another thing that you can do is watch testimonials videos. Sometimes we need, hey, oh my God, that's why I'm doing this. When you see a kid with a result or a person with with a test result, oh, I remember why I'm doing it now. We all need that. We all need that. Reconnect with your why. That's why I was telling you that why, that reason of you has to wake you up at night. If it doesn't wake you up at night, it's it's not big enough. It isn't. If you're not thinking about the reason why you're doing it every day, then you don't have it. Look for it. Because when you have it defined and you know why I'm doing the things that I'm doing, I remember I met my wife and we've been together for a while and she had to sign for this contract. And it was such a bad process. I never knew about this because I didn't know anything about TV. And I told her, this is the last contract that you're going to sign ever. And, from me, a person who lived alone, made $125,000 a year. I know in Miami it's not much, but when I'm married to a person that has a lot of responsibilities, so if right now she's not in TV, what do we do with those responsibilities? What do we do with that person that we take care of? Okay, I have to do something. That was my reason. That was my why. 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. with the firefighters. She would go to work, and I was still looking for information, how to do learning, flipping, Airbnbs, and everything started opening doors because my reason was much, much bigger than I'm just tired, let me go to sleep. There was no option. I'm not perfect, but I had a reason, and it was a big reason. And today, the reason has changed. We work of what what we do right now. We work in this because I don't know where God is going to take me next to open a church, or I don't want to worry about working so that God can use us to predicate. I built my business and that pays for everything. You know what? That pays it off. I worked very, very hard for me to be able to do this. That's our reason, me and my wife's. And that's why we do it. Much higher now than what I used to have before. Now, we want to create a strong mind. Success is a product of our habits, not our emotions. So, what habits are we going to create? Number one, we are going to feed our mind. How am I going to feed my mind? 10 minutes of audios. It can be a book, it can be Bible, it can be John Maxwell. I don't know, but you have to be recharging because you're gonna fall. If you don't have something there when you don't have any gas, you need gas. You constantly need fuel. You need food constantly. So let's feed our mind too. Number two, as I said, this is mine. We are working on faith first. I pray. I pray about my business. I pray about you. I pray for people who are using this. This is what we do. And you have to connect in any way possible. Number three, we're going to visualize a picture of our dreams. What's the next rank that I want to achieve? Here is the who's the person that I want to help. Focus on those things. Number four, we are going to send 5 messages or contact 5 people every day. If it feels uncomfortable, if it feels that what I'm doing it's weird, if I feel like I'm doing everything wrong, let's establish 5 messages or calls every day. Doesn't matter if they answer or not, if they said yes or no, or if they hung up on you, they said throw away my number, delete my number. Okay, don't delete it just because we're gonna use it later. And number five, to have a to have an accountability partner. It could be your upline, it could be a person. And you know something? I just had this idea. I'm going to give it to my wife as well to start assigning accountability partners. Each one, for example, Mireia and Claudia, Laura with Noibe. Every day you're going to reach out. You don't know me, it doesn't matter. It's for you to get to know each other and for you to give information to other person and give the results, give updates, and that works amazingly. For example, he calls me, it's like, hey, what are you doing? I call him, hey, bro, where are you going on your book? Where are you on your book? No, I'm getting behind. Why? You understand? We try to bear each other as accountability. We try to push ourselves, and that is always going to push you to where you want to go. And to wrap up, because I've been talking a lot, you know that the best opinions, the ones that hurt the most, come from the people who have never done anything in their lives. They come from people that when you look at them, you say, but they're stuck in the same place, poor thing. No, and those are the opinions that impact the most, and they hurt. I understand. But you can't blame other people because they don't know about this. But if you know how it is, if you have a little bit of knowledge, you can say, I wasn't looking for that opinion from them. The only opinion that I need is mine, my wife's, my husband's, God. Outside of that, okay, it's good that you have that opinion. Nothing else. You're not creating a business looking for people's approval. You are creating a business to impact the world. You're not creating a business to have your family's approval, your uncle's, your aunt's approval. You're creating a business to impact the world, to impact your family. Why do I care about the opinion of someone who hasn't done anything in his life? I don't care. I don't give a these are my dreams. You cannot give the power to someone that can have a power over our dreams because it's not their dream, it's mine, it's yours. Most people who criticize are looking at everyone in silence. You know why? To see when you give up, when you fail. Why? Do you know why? So that they can feel better. And and that doesn't mean that the person is mean. No, no, I'm not saying that. We're people who, we don't know, or maybe people who don't know something, or maybe they're damaged. It could be many things. I don't want to see anyone fail. I want to see everyone win. Possibly before God, I possibly wanted to see you fail, but since I transform myself, my mind, my spirit are different, I want to see everyone win. Even even the ones that are against us. I had this person in my life. He worked with me and left, and then he started to use things that were mine against me. Did I get angry? Yeah, but I blessed him, me with God, because I hope he does well. And those people, most of them, poor souls, they don't want to be alone. They don't want to be alone. And I want you to declare, you can doubt me now, but later you're going to ask me how I did it. And I've lived that many times. I've experienced that many times. When I left the fire department, when I said I was leaving the fire department and I told the firefighters, 13 years there. This is the most you can do, Carlos. You don't deserve more. This is the only thing you can do. And for a while, that's what I believed. And when I said I left, I was 39 years old. They criticized me so much. They said so many bad things about me. And I know what they said because my best friend is still there. And my best friend said I'm not like that, but he would come and tell them Carlos is doing this and that, and he's over there and over there. And, and I was like, bro, don't do that. But they were people who were criticizing me. And with this, I'll let you go. I've talked a lot, and possibly many of you are not gonna love me a lot after this. Me said, I'm doing an excellent work, and they can't deal with me down the bottom. Look, I'm doing an excellent job, and the people below me can't bear me. You're doing an excellent job. You came with a purpose so much bigger than what those other people are looking at or hearing about. I don't know why God brought you this opportunity, but one thing that I can guarantee you is that God brought this opportunity. Because if someone can tell you this after many confirmations, it's me and my wife. That's why he is the center of Be the Light. That's why we're named like that, because the things we saw were supernatural about how this started. And God brought you here because of something so much bigger, so much bigger. And you can't let the enemy stop you. Guys, I'm going to leave you 5 minutes before so you can rest from my voice. I hope that I impacted at least someone today with this. And I hope, I mean, we're starting. We are just starting. This business is barely starting. So get ready because we're about to run. Now it's when this is gonna get very good. Now, this is when we're going to start to run. Now, it's when we're going to start to do live events. We're going to start to travel. We're going to start to do meetings all over the world. We're going to do, this is going to explode. So, whoever wants to be there with us, let's go. I love being with you. God bless you, everyone. Bye.